Thank Brother Mazar Qureshi and Sister Rehana for inviting me, to this significant, event. We are, I think, kind of in a very important venue. So, I'm a songwriter, and I talk with my songs. So you already listened to my song about Palestine. So today, even if I didn't have the chance to talk, I have reached, my purpose. I came from Istanbul just for joining this occasion. I'm writing the songs of oppressed people, So my first song 8 years ago, the title of the song, Today I Will Not Die. So it was dedicated to Syrian refugee children. Today I will not die, because we have kind of, more than 4 million Syrian refugees, and when those refugees were at least in Turkey, they had the feeling like, today I will not die. That song, it was an English song, and it made really a kind of a very big impact. Erdogan, he, used the song in an international occasion for world leaders as well, because sometimes with songs, the people can feel and they can understand much better. So my adventure of music after 40 started with a song, and when I saw that the songs can be really so effective, I kept on writing. So I wrote the songs, about Palestine, and we have just, listened to Shame, a song for Gaza, because it's really shame, on behalf of humanity. Because now we've got a genocide, and it is the most documented genocide of history, but unfortunately, we cannot do anything. The children are dying from hunger, like more than, I think, 40,000, and there are some other people, buried under the debris of the buildings, collapsed buildings, but even we don't have any idea, right? I mean, we keep watching, unfortunately. Then I have written a song about Kashmir, and that song actually became the most popular song. Kashmir is my name. When I wrote that song, I didn't know that it was the first international song in the history. Kashmir is my name. And of course that song has reached millions of people, and then Indian TV channels started making news, about the song, and suddenly I found myself as a kind of target. The next day when I checked the video on YouTube, I saw like it had more than 300,000 dislikes. Because they wanted to remove the song from YouTube. And then I said, oh my God, I think this song is going, So with Indian population, which country can raise? And then after a few days, I saw that the song started getting likes, and almost like 300,000, 50 likes, so some people started liking the song. And the song remained on YouTube, but an age restriction has been brought against the song. But at least the song was not removed, from YouTube. Then of course, suddenly I became very famous in Indian occupied Kashmir, and there are kind of some human rights activists, there are some leaders, they told me you are more famous than us in Kashmir. So because thousands of young people, they started following me. And then of course the next step, Indian courts, had an act about me. I think they applied. Then I found myself banned in India, like on Instagram, and then on Twitter and YouTube. So of course I lost contact with all those people. But I learned many sad stories coming from India as well, because the people send me messages, and unfortunately, I knew that there were widows in Indian occupied Kashmir, but I didn't know the story of half widows, So really you need to check. It's an interesting, story, the story of half widows. Then young people losing their lives in fake encounters, thousands of people. Then pellet guns, there are kind of some children, and there are some women, they have lost one of their eyes, they have lost their eyesight, because Indian soldiers were using, pellet guns. So of course, when all this is happening, unfortunately, even you are being oppressed, but even you cannot use your voice because your voice is also being suppressed. You're being killed, but still you cannot raise your voice against that. So I wrote songs about East Turkestan. So that's another story. The stories of Uyghur people. In China, I don't know how many millions of Uyghur people, they live in a kind of prison, and it is kind of so-called training or education, but many people disappear, and unfortunately, some countries are powerful. The saying of Bacon. He said knowledge is power. And normally when you hear that sentence, you say, it is nice, knowledge is power. But then we got another saying, might makes right. So when you say might makes right,